Hi. Welcome back or welcome if it is your first time here. Today I might look a little bit familiar, and that is because I am filming this video directly after filming my last video, which was the base game only craftsman style family home. So in today's video, we're going to be taking that base game home and we are going to be renovating it, updating it, keeping the shell the same, but updating everything else using all of the packs that I own. So it's not all of the packs in The Sims 4, but it's a good lot of them. And we're going to be updating the shell and seeing which one we prefer, the base game one or the all packs one. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm very intrigued to see which one you guys are going to prefer the most because I'm honestly torn. I really like the exterior of the base game only home, but I really like the interior of the all packs home. So yeah, let me know in those comments down below which one you preferred. If you haven't seen that base game only home, it is my last video, so if you go on my channel, you should see it. I would say I'd link it, but I just know that I'll forget. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so we are back and we are starting with our base game only shell, and we are going in with the hammer tool and literally deleting everything apart from obviously the shell. It's so sad to see it all go. So yeah, we're just starting off by deleting everything. I was gonna cut this part out, but honestly I thought you might find it therapeutic because I kind of find it therapeutic just seeing everything be like deleted. So I left it in. So we're literally just going in and deleting every single item and we're going to just change everything. I wanted to keep the layout the same and the vibes the same. So like if I had a chess table on the front porch, I wanted to put another chess table on the front porch if I could talk. If I had an industrial style teens room, I wanted to try and keep an industrial style teens room. Like I wanted to try and keep some stuff not like the same, but like very, very similar. So I wanted the layout to be the same, the kitchen to be the same, the dining room to be the same, there to be a desk still in the hallway. Like I tried to keep everything in the same place and the same types of items. But I'm going in using the growing together craftsman style columns because honestly it just fits. I'm doing a craftsman style home. So a lot of the growing together stuff is going to be used in this build. So I'm just going in and swapping over the chimney with the growing together brick or stone. Honestly, I prefer the base game stone. I just think it looks a bit better. That one to me always just looks like really stretched out, like the growing together stone. And I am going in and changing the siding that I had on the top part, which I'm sad about. But I'm going in with a shingle again from Growing Together because the photo that I looked at for inspiration had a shingle on the top part of it anyway, and it had siding on the bottom. So yeah, I went in and I changed it, and honestly, I don't like this color scheme anywhere near as much as I like the other color scheme. But I thought I'd try something else. I'm going in with some yellow accents, so I tried changing the top to yellow again. I just didn't like the way it looked, so I'm fairly certain I completely just swatch it back. But I'm using the growing together windows, the growing together doors. There's going to be a lot of growing together in this build because it's meant for like a craftsman style build, which is what we're doing. So it's going to have definitely different vibes than the other house. I really like that back door that I put on, but I decided to keep the big door for the front, even though I really, really like the smaller one for the back. And I'm just going in with some really simple growing together windows. They have nice little yellow accents on them. I also change out the stairs because why not? I end up using some stairs from Snowy Escape because I just felt like they fit better. And I'm just going in and seeing if there's anything I can add. I changed out my chimney to my cats and dogs one, which is my favourite one. The chimneys before like hurt my soul. But yeah, I'm changing over the half wall trim. I was looking to see if I could change over the roof trim, which there wasn't really a lot, and I'm changing over the flooring. I'm using the one from the cottage, the country kitchen kit outside. I haven't actually used that stone flooring yet, so I was kind of excited to use it. And I'm going in with some growing together lights on the exterior. Honestly, I really love these sconces. I think they're so pretty. And the first thing I wanted to tackle was the kitchen because I knew I wanted to use the country kitchen kit stuff. So we're going for very different vibes. We're definitely going with that yellow theme. And yeah, I wanted to use that growing together archway so much, but it's so big that I couldn't get it to fit anywhere and I was so annoyed about it. So I'm keeping the archways the same because honestly, I couldn't really find a lot of different archways from different packs. But I changed out the interior doors to these ones from Tiny Living. They're just a little bit more like modern, I suppose. And I'm going to do this bathroom, and I'm using this shower tub combo from Growing Together. I'm using a shower tub combo because that's what we had in the original house. And I'm using the sink as well from Growing Together and the mirror from Growing Together. I didn't really mind what toilet I used, honestly, so I just used that one from Tiny Living. I think all of the toilets are fine. I wish we had some different toilet paper. I know we have some in that bathroom clutter kit, but I don't own that. And honestly, I'm not interested in spending £5 on it. It seems expensive for what you get out of it. But I would like some new base game toilet roll if they could, if they could do that. I added in a functional laundry basket, although I'm fairly certain I remove it at the end because I don't end up putting laundry in here because there's not really a lot of space. But I figured I'd just add in a functional one instead of the decorative one we had before. But like I mentioned, I do think I'd go ahead and delete that. And I'm just trying to find a little plant to put on the back of my toilet. I love putting plants on the back of my toilet, but you need like a really small one to fit there, obviously. I'm putting in a parenthood rug just under the bath, like a little bath mat. And now I'm going in with the Growing Together light. And now we're moving on to the kitchen. So like I mentioned, I did want to use those I keep going to call it cottage oven, the country kitchen kit counters. And I believe I changed the swatch to a little bit of a dark one, but I'm also using the Growing Together fridge and stove because I really like them. Honestly, they're probably my favorite fridge and stove that we have in the game now. I tried them out in the yellow swatch, but I felt like it was just a bit much. And I'm using the country kitchen kit the country kitchen kit sink as well. I'm using the range hood that again comes with Growing Together, and I'm using the country kitchen kit. That is such a freaking mouthful. I'm using the cabinets because we had cabinets in the old home as well. I'm struggling to talk today, but literally already I prefer the way that this kitchen looks. I just think it looks so much cuter. The fridge, the stove, the counters, everything just looks better in my opinion. I'm putting in a coffee machine because we had a little coffee station in the other house, and I'm adding in some clutter. That bread basket is very large though. But yeah, I'm just trying to find little clutter things to put in this kitchen. Obviously, you need to have one counter open so your sim can cook. So I couldn't clutter that much. If you didn't know that, you do need one open counter. I didn't know that when I first started, and my sim would refuse to cook, and I'd be like there furiously searching, like, why won't my sim freaking cook? And it was because I had cluttered every single counter. But I'm going in with a lot of Growing Together, a Growing Together fireplace, Growing Together end table, Growing Together sofa, bookcases, rug, like just a lot of Growing Together in this build. But honestly, it all really works, especially for that like very traditional family home. Like it really gives those vibes. And I love a lot of the items that came in that pack. I am looking for a wallpaper and I really did not know what to do. I end up sticking with the base game one because I didn't really want too much like pattern on the walls because we had plain walls before. I wanted to kind of keep them plain to kind of like just keep with that vibe. But I did put in the high school years curtains, which I really like, and I put in this little chair from again from Growing Together is the one I used. I was going to use that one from Snowy Escape, but I was like, do you know what? No, you never use the Growing Together one, use that one. In this build, I had it facing the fireplace. I think I had forgotten which way I had it oriented in the base game only build, because in that one I had it facing away. But this one is facing towards the fireplace, so you can watch the fire whilst you sit and relax. And I added in a mirror again from Parenthood. It was a little bit big, but I managed to make it work. I added in some clutter again from the country kitchen kit. That plant is from Dine Out, or is it Get Together? It's from Get Together. It always looks like a giant parsnip to me with like a plant on the end. But yeah, I'm just adding in the main difference that you will notice between the two builds is that I personally think that the all packs build looks a lot more inviting and a lot more cozy inside. Like it's a very homey. Like there's a lot more clutter, there's more rugs, there's more plants, there's just more going on. Like it feels more like lived into me. It feels a lot more cozy to me. And like this is a house that I would probably prefer to live in if I had to live in one or also play in. So I'm using the Growing Together sconces everywhere. I really, really love them. And I decided to put this Blooming Rooms kit table behind the sofa with a little basket of cozies from Cottage Living because it just is so cute. Um, and yeah, I am now going in with one of those little bookcases from Tiny Living with the little plants on the end. I think that's such a cute item. I was debating putting in a fish bowl, but I ended up putting in a gaming system from City Living. I hope they can still use it if it's on the bookcase. And then I tried to fit in a laundry machine, you'll see, but I couldn't fit it, so I ended up deleting the laundry hamper. I wanted to put in this family bulletin board, but it didn't really fit, but you know, it was sort of the vibes. But I put in a lovely chess table from high school years. Honestly, that's like my favorite chess table. It's so pretty. I put in this cross stitch hamper. I also put in the scouting badge thing because there's meant to be like kids here. I put in a bar. I went ham. I put in the water balloon bucket because again there's meant to be kids here. I put in like a cheer mat for the teens. Like I really went like to town, just adding in as much as I possibly could that I couldn't add in before. I put in like a little end table there from Growing Together, which has like some nice little clutter on it. Honestly, I don't think I've used that yet, even though I really like it. And yeah, I tried to do something in the hallway because again, we had that sort of like base game hanging thing in the base game home. But because I had a much bigger door, I couldn't really fit much. So yeah. And then I was trying to figure out where to use these base game, these growing together shelves because I really like them, but they take up quite a lot of space. So I was worried that my sim would not be able to like walk past. I ended up putting in this beautiful desk from Seasons because I had a desk in the other one's entryway. I used a computer from City Living and I used a desk chair from High School Years, which I really, really love. Um, then I'm going in and trying to find some artwork because I had artwork in the other home in this exact spot. So I used that from City Living. I think I might go in and change it, but I'm just looking. I use this from Growing Together, which I love that piece of art. I think it's so cute. Now I'm trying to figure out the parents' bedroom, and you can see I changed over the wallpaper to that one from Parenthood. I didn't really like it, and I was trying to figure out how to use this season's bed, which I haven't managed to successfully use yet. So that's what I was trying to figure out in this room. Honestly, I found it a little bit difficult trying to figure out like the color scheme and stuff. Um, and I think I managed to make it work in the end. So I'm just trying to find like a fitting end table that would sort of go with the family home vibes. And I feel like again I end up using a lot of Growing Together in this build. I'm using the Growing Together little wardrobe thing. I was trying to figure out how to get the bed in the middle, and because a lot of the packs come with a lot of like smaller furniture, it's a lot easier to work around a smaller space when you have multiple packs versus just the base game. Because a lot of items in the base game are very, very clunky and they're very big. So I could fit like a lot more in this bedroom than I could in the base game one. Like I've got a chair in there, I've got a wardrobe, I've got the bed in the middle, I've got two end tables. I'm going in with some wood from Cottage Living, some wood flooring, and I'm trying to find a rug. I love this rug from Jungle Adventure. I think it's so freaking cute and colourful. And I'm using that little it's like a little candle set thing from Tiny Living. I'm going in with a lantern from Growing Together, which is like my favorite item in the game. I'm going in with a Tiny Living lamp over in the corner, and I just felt like I could fit a lot more stuff into a smaller space. I end up using this Realm of Magic wallpaper in here. Honestly, I don't know why, but I just felt like it fit. I also put in like that little drawer thing from Growing Together. I put another plant on there again so you can read in this bedroom. Like, I was just able to add a lot more stuff. I'm using this plant from Jungle Adventure, which I love. Using some little plants from Tiny Living. Like, this is going to be, like, way more decorated because there's just a lot more stuff. I'm using these little shells from Snowy Escape, and then I can go in with some more little clutter on top of them. That plant is from Snowy Escape. There's a Blooming Rooms kit plant on there as well. And then I just went in and added in some little cluttery items like some books, some makeup, just like parenty things or just like sim things. And that is pretty much the parents' bedroom finish. And I really, really like the way it turned out. I think it looks really nice in here, and I way prefer it to the base game only build. I just think it looks way more inviting, and I could fit a lot more stuff in here, which I was very happy about. I just think it turns out really cute. So I added another decorative laundry basket from Parenthood into the bathroom because obviously I had to delete the functional one. I added some more messy clothes because I had that in the base game home. I added in this little basket of like blanket and towel type things from Seasons. This beautiful shelf item from Tiny Living, which is honestly so cute. I love it. I end up adding a little mirror in to the parents' bedroom that is from Growing Together. Another one of my favorite items. I think it's so cute. And I'm still trying to figure out what to do for this hallway because I just cannot fit stuff in and it was annoying me. So then I was working on the dining area, and honestly, I did not know what dining table to pick. I was kind of spoiled for choice. So I went for one from Parenthood. I used Growing Together chairs. I put a fruit bowl again from Parenthood on the dining room table because we had a fruit basket. We had a fruit bowl on the base game dining room table. I ended up putting in a little plant from, I believe I got, yeah, I was going to say from the one from Dine Out. And I put some plants on this little like shelf item from Growing Together, which I've never actually used because it takes up quite a lot of space. And yeah, I'm just finding any other plants I can put in here. I'm just trying to like clutter it up a little bit. I add in a Growing Together lamp in the corner, and honestly, I was not super sure on the dining room in this one, but I think it was fine. I think I prefer the dining room from the base game only house. But I'm adding in some kid clutter into the sort of like front area, adding in some toys into the living room. I'm adding in another little lamp into the living room as well so that you can sort of like sit there and like read some books by the fire. It honestly looks very lovely. Like I would love to sit there and read a good book. Now we're working on the kids' bedroom. So we have the sort of like younger teens room and then we have the older teens room. Honestly, the older teens room, I wish I didn't have to change the wallpaper. I used that one from high school years, but I really liked it before. I thought it was like really just like dark and moody. I used this high school years bed. I wish I would have had a bunk bed, but a lot of the bunk beds are base game. I do use a bunk bed in here. This one is from Growing Together. And the only other sort of like bunk bed that I have because I don't have Dream Home Decorator is the one from Werewolves, which I do really like that one, but because it's so cheap, my Sims always get annoyed whenever I use it. But I'm using some Werewolves trunks here, which I love them. And I'm gonna add in a desk as well because we had desks in the other one. I'm using this one from Growing Together, this desk, because I wanted it to look a little bit more mature because I thought it was looking a little bit too young. And I'm adding this beautiful desk from Parenthood into the kids' bedroom with a high school years chair and this beautiful dresser again from high school years, which is so pretty. I'm also adding in a beanbag chair into the older kids' room, and I'm gonna put in a mirror, this one from Growing Together. And it's going to be really cool in here by the end of it. I'm adding in that little clock from high school years because they're still meant to be a teen at the end of it. And I love these posters from high school years. They're one of my favorite items from that pack as well with the like CD things because this sim is meant to be into like music. So I'm adding in this guitar from Werewolves and I'm adding in another guitar from Base Game, and I was thinking about putting in a microphone, but I ended up putting in like a football, and I also ended up putting in like a boxing bag from Werewolves. So this sim is going to be sort of like musical meets nerdy meets like athletic. I'm using some movie hangout stuff curtains, and I just need to find a rug, and I'm using this one from Werewolves. So this is definitely given like angsty teen vibes. Was sort of the vibe that I wanted to give, but using the different high school years wallpaper, and I think it turned out really cool. I think if I'd have kept the original wallpaper that I had in the base game home, it maybe would have looked like a little bit better. But I really liked the way that it turned out. I'm adding some like mess and clutter and stuff from the high school years pack, which really came in handy. Just sort of like clutter it up a bit and make it look like a messy teen lives here, which was definitely the aim of the game. So I'm just trying to find a little light. I end up adding in like a little desk light for them, and then I also add in that industrial light that they had in the previous home. I also add in a laptop because I figure this sim is gonna be almost like a little nerdy, not like a nerdy sim, but like a gamer sim. I added in the cork board because I had that in the previous home, but I ended up deleting it for this movie hangout light. And I also added in a mini fridge from Spa Day because I felt like this room would have it. And it's very like cozy and kind of like dark and angsty in here. And I really like the way that this came together. I honestly think that the lighting that I was adding at the end really made it like the movie hangout stuff lighting and that. And now we're working on this younger room, which ends up to me kind of giving more of an older teen vibe, not like older, but definitely sort of like 15, 16. So I'm still adding in some sort of like kid stuff. I want it to still feel like a kid, and I use this like a journal thing in here so you can get some creativity skill from that, and I think you also get like emotional control from it. And I also put in this little science table from Snowy Escape because they had a science table in the base game home. I also put in the friendship bracelet maker kit thing from Growing Together, and they also have a sofa under their bunk bed from high school years, which I love that sofa so much I can't not use it. I add in a little swing set at the back for the kids to use, and then I pop in some posters again from high school years. That one with the little kitty I really liked, and then I also popped in another poster from high school years. And the wallpaper that I'm using is just base game. I really like it. I also put in a calendar from Cats and Dogs, and I put in this poster again into the older teens room from Werewolves, and another one from high school years. And I was just figuring out stuff I could put in here. I was thinking about this tiny living poster because it's really cute, so I end up putting that in there. But again, it's given sort of like 15, 16-year-old when I wanted it to be more sort of like preteen. So I think they definitely aged a little bit in this version of the house, like this rendition, but I think that's fine. And I'm using that rug. I actually use that in the base game build as well. And I'm adding in some little starlights. I end up just putting them sort of like under the bed. But I feel like they might get disrupted at the end when I put curtains on, but it's fine. I also put in some fairy lights. I put in the I believe I put in like the Nightmare Defender light. I realized I didn't do that in the other build, like the base game one, but I think it's fine. I'm adding in some high school years curtains, some high school years lighting. I add in this little star thing from Parenthood, and I add in the little Defender nightlight now. And that's when I realized I hadn't done it in the other one. And now we're just working on the outside, so just put in a little swing set. We've got a little cheer rug out here. We've got our chess table, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, I'm just trying to put some plants on this little like blooming room kits plant stand. It looks really cute out there, and I love that little mushroom plant thing from Growing Together. And I'm trying to put a seasons seat out here. I also want to put out some planter boxes because we had that in the other base game house. I also put out the flower arranging table, so that's another skill that you can use. I'm just like, you can do a lot here. And I'm adding in some rugs just by the kit by the front and back doors, so that you have a place to sort of like rub your feet before you come in so you don't get mud all over the house. And I think we're almost done, and it's looking really, really cute. I really like it. I put that season sofa out the back. I add in a bench from Snowy Escape because I think it's so cute with the little like rugs on it. It's like just really precious. I add in the movie Hangout stuff tree, and I delete some of the landscaping that I had forgotten to delete, and I end up replacing it with these vines from Vampires. I also go in with some ivy from Cottage Living, and yeah, this pretty much done at this stage. I added in some flower boxes. I realized I had done that in the base game house, but I kind of just forgot. But I really like the way that it looks, and I go in and add in some jungle adventure hanging things at the front because I had that from Debug in the previous home, so I add that in here. And I think I forgot to put in a mailbox, which is kind of embarrassing, but I use these items from, I think they're called like corbellas from Growing Together, just to look a bit cooler. And I add in again some sort of like highlight columns onto the top. I'm just using those ones from Get Together, which is normally the ones that I like to use for that. And I'm just going in and adding some extra terrain paint just to make sure that you can get to this swing set. And that is pretty much the build done. Oh, we've opened up into a miserable day here. So this is, oh, I wish the weather was better. But this is our renovated craftsman home. So we still have the car there. I forgot to put in the mailbox so you can see like a random one just over in the left-hand corner. Just ignore that. The landscaping is pretty much exactly the same because I mean all landscaping is pretty much from base game anyway. But we ended up making a few sort of minor adjustments. I really like the chimney, I like the flower boxes. It's just the color scheme I think I preferred on the base game home, like the orange and the blue. I loved that. But I think the actual details are a lot cuter. Yeah. So if we walk up, we have our nice Growing Together columns. We have some nice stairs. We have a beautiful front door with the beautiful lights and the little mushroom thing from Growing Together. Oh, I love it. Over here, we've got our beautiful chess table from high school years. We've got a hanging plant. We've got some more plants there. Over to this corner, we've got our floral arranging table and also some planters. And if we walk into our home, we come into our beautiful entryway, which just, even though it's like the same wallpaper, it just looks more like alive and more cozy in here. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's kind of good that I kept the same wallpaper for the entryway and the living room because it can just show how, sorry, I knocked it, because it shows just how much furniture makes a big difference. So we have our nice desk there. Did I not clutter it? Did I forget? Oh well. We have some toys here for our kids, and we have a nice little, I guess, empty desk with a computer because I guess I forgot to clutter it. Let's go straight into the kitchen, which I really like the kitchen. It has some nice cabinets that have some nice clutter on them already. We've got our sink, we've got our bread basket and our nice oven. We've got our little coffee station still. Honestly, there's less items in here, but I think it looks better. Let's check out our dining room. Honestly, I'm still unsure on the dining room. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's mainly the wallpaper, but I wanted to try something different. So I used that wallpaper from Paranormal Stuff, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think I prefer, like, maybe if it had the same wallpaper as the base game home, I would like it more because I do really like the furniture in here. Like this shelf from Growing Together, the table I think is cute. We've got a bar now. I think if I change the wallpaper, I would like it a lot more. But this is our little dining room area, finally using this item from Growing Together, which I had never managed to use before, and I really like it. So this is our little minimalist dining room, kind of. And then if we go back through here, we can go into our nice living room. So we've got a little storage cabinet there. And we have sort of like two sections. You have this sort of like fireplace sections where you can like read and watch the fire. And then we have our little, what I would call more of like the family area. So you've got the sofa, you've got the basket of cozies, you've got the bookshelves, you've got a nice TV, you can play games here. There's a lot of clutter already on these bookshelves, so it just works really nicely. You've got a nice lamp over there, and you can also cross stitch. I'm realizing as well that I did not put in a coffee table. I think that was intentional to try and maximize space, but again, it's a bit weird. But I really like this little like fireplace area. I think it's dead cute. And then if we go into our bathroom, a lot has changed in here. It's just a lot like brighter and a lot cleaner. So we have this lovely bath and shower tub combo, which I love. Again, it's from Growing Together. My doggy is making noises. We have a nice toilet from Tiny Living, the Tiny Living shelf. This blind is from Cottage Living. I think she is being taunted by some birds. And yeah, this is our little bathroom. I think it's really, really cute. I way prefer the bathroom in this one than I did to the base game one. It just looks a lot nicer in here. And then let's check out the parents' bedroom, the last room downstairs. So, like I mentioned, it has a lot more space in here, even though it's the exact same room with the exact same size. It just feels a lot bigger and there's a lot more stuff. So we have a beautiful bed, we have two end tables, we have a shelf, we have another shelf with some bookcases, we've got a mirror, we've got a chair, we've got plants. We've got another plant and we have a dresser in here. So they've really got a lot more stuff in this bedroom, and it's just because the items are like skinnier and smaller, so I could put more stuff in here. Like honestly, I'm impressed that I managed to get them to have the bed in the middle, because now you can sleep in it, you can woo-hoo in it, you can try for a baby in it, you can do whatever you want. Whereas before you couldn't. So I really, really like this bedroom, and I'm glad that I could put in some more stuff for our parents to just do in here. Like they can sit and read a book on this nice cozy chair, they can store some stuff. Like they just got a lot more stuff in here, and I feel a lot better about it. So anyway, let's go and check out upstairs. Okay, so if we're checking out upstairs, we're going to start with our older Sims, our older teen room. So this is what it looks like if you come up the ladder. Honestly, it looks way better in my opinion, and I really, really liked the base game one. But we have this cool light from the movie Hangout stuff. We've got our werewolves dresses. I'm fairly certain I had more like gaming clutter on there that must have got deleted. I don't know why it's deleting all of my clutter. That's super weird. We have this Growing Together mirror. We have our beanbag chair. We have our laptop, which we didn't have in the other one. We've got our football. We've got some like study stuff, some mess. We have a freaking mini fridge. Yes, it's got skincare stuff in it, but you can still keep like drinks in it and stuff and hang out with your friends. We've got a bed. We've got our posters. We've still got some music stuff over here, but we also have a punching bag. And it's just, this room is cool. Like, I really like this room. I love building in like the darker like aesthetic. Honestly, it's one of my favorites. I really like building like in like the dark industrial aesthetic, but also like the pastel kind of like kawaii aesthetic. So yeah, I like building in all different types of aesthetics, but I really like this room and I think I prefer it to the base game one. Okay, let's check out the last bedroom, which is the younger teens room. So if we come up their ladder, they have a nice little desk here with some stuff on it. They don't get a computer because they're not old enough, but they've got a friendship break. They've got a friendship bracelet. They've also got a diary. Over here, they've got their little scientist station, so they can still do sciencey stuff. And yeah, they can still do whatever they're ever doing. They've got a cute picture with some fairy lights. Over here, they have a bed. They also have a sofa. They have a cute dresser. They have a toy. Not as many toys in this one, although there are some toys up in this little dresser. But it's definitely a bit more older kind of vibes. But I still think it gives like like young teen vibes. And honestly, there's not as much stuff in here, but I really like this one. I'm not sure which version I prefer, the base game one or this one. I love a lot of the furniture in this one, especially the stuff from high school years. So I can't choose. But let's go check out the back garden quickly. So in the back garden, we didn't change like too much, but we do have a swing set now from Growing Together with all of those cute stickers on it. We have a little picnic bench from Snowy Escape. We have a cheer mat from high school years. I'm getting my hand licked. We have a Snowy Escape sofa. No, we have a season sofa. And we have a scout ward and also a water balloon bucket. So you can have a water balloon fight. And that is our renovated home complete. Let me know which one you guys prefer in the comment section down below. I'm very interested to know which one is your favorite. Like I said, I think exterior wise, just the color scheme, my favorite one was the base game one. But interior and like actual objects and furniture, it is definitely the all packs build. My dog wants attention, so I'm gonna have to go. But let me know which one is your favorite down below. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and me and Lily, will see you in the next one. Bye. See your little face. Look at you. Look at you, you little man. No, you little man. I love you. Love you. Good guy.